Welcome to the Dobsonian Power Live. Bam! Here we go again. How are you, beautiful souls? Today we'll talk about the Phobos 2 incident and the famous photograph revealed to the world with what clearly looks like a freaking spaceship. The famous photo was shown by Marina Popovich, a legendary figure in Soviet aviation, highly decorated Soviet Air Force colonel and record-breaking test pilot known as Madame MiG. After retiring, she became deeply involved in UFO research and was known for pushing the Soviet government to declassify anomalous sightings. Back that time already, like we are doing now in the Western countries. They did nothing, though. In July 1988, the Soviet Union launched two probes, Phobos 1 and Phobos 2, to study Mars and its heavily cratered, potato-shaped moon, Phobos, that we watched here. Phobos 1 was lost en route due to a software error. Remember Avi Loeb talking about that Hayabusa 2 mission from Japan that could be related with this and misunderstood by an asteroid. Phobos 2, however, successfully reached Mars orbit in January 1989. It began transmitting valuable data and took several dozen photos of the Martian moon. But on March 27, 1989, just as the probe was maneuvering to drop two landers onto the surface of Phobos, it suddenly lost all contact with the Earth. Kaput. For a couple of years, rumors swirled about what exactly happened in the probe's final moments. Then, in December 1991, that's when Marina Popovich held a press conference at the Soviet consulate in San Francisco. The one in the picture, with a photograph there. She was very, very brave. Remember, it was Soviet Union, the transition. And she presented one of the last thermal images transmitted by Phobos 2 before it went dark. The grainy photo showed a massive, dark, perfectly straight and distinct cigar-shaped line. Crazy, man, crazy stuff. I wonder what you think about this. Popovich claimed this anomaly was a massive alien spacecraft, an artificial mothership estimated to be 15 to 20 miles long, hovering near the Martian moon, Phobos. The information quickly took hold that this unidentified craft had deliberately intercepted or shot down the Soviet probe to prevent it from landing on Phobos. Was it made by the cutoff transmission provided by extraterrestrial non-human intelligence somewhere on Phobos because they noticed that we were landing there and they didn't want for some reason, or was just a coincidence? How's that sound? How's that sound? Crazy, no? Okay, there are different photographs here. The one that I was talking about, the one that Marina showed because she was brave enough to show, look, the world must know this. The world must know this. It was this photograph here. This is the press conference, you see? And the photograph here is with Phobos. This is Phobos here, the moon. Phobos and Deimos are the two big moons on, well, big. The two moons on around Mars, orbiting Mars. And this one, that is the same one that we talked about this previously. That Buzz Aldrin talked about, of having a monolith there. Man, this is crazy. It had this thing here. So we had this, we showed and talked about this previously a while ago, well, oftentimes, in the channel, during the live streams. But it's worth to show it again, because people usually forget that event. And this is real. This is a photograph from Mars. This is the Mars surface. No, Phobos, sorry. This is Phobos surface. And they had this photograph with this flying saucer shadow, man, clearly. No.
A freaking spaceship.
Super big, man. The shadow. Now, Tiago, what does the quackery said about this? Do they have a good explanation? Well, they said it was like the moon shadow. The moon shadow. So the moon casting a shadow because Phobos has a different, is very small. And it has a different shape. And the moon can cast weird shapes of shadows. And, you know, let's see what the quack meter says about it. Quack meter says no. Quack meter says no. And this is a very known, well-known photograph. And the truth is this one. Neither this one nor the other one has now, right now in this moment in time, an evident explanation of what is it. This has nothing to do with the moon, this one. And you can see it from the originals here. Phobos, the moon, and what they call an artifact. Man, this is, I don't know, I will leave up to you. Comment below what you think, now in the chat, about this weird object that they said it's something, a glitch. A glitch. Like, please, it's free. If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a like to spread it all over the world. It's a potato, not a pizza. I ate today pizza. I didn't eat pizza for a long time. Because I was like, you know, when you eat too much of the same, you get, you know, like, let me hydrate though. These days I'm feeling exhausted and I don't know why. Yesterday was the flare. Today we are having a small impact from the sun of solar wind, but it's small. It's today. It increased the speed to an average of 500 kilometers per second as I talked about yesterday. So nothing proton rain, it's a low level now. I don't know, could be the air quality because of the wildfires and everything. I don't know. Too perfect shape to be a glitch. Look at her face, man. A high qualified Air Force, the best of the best that Soviet Union had. A woman, a real woman here showing to the world the photograph that if it wasn't by Marina, probably we won't be talking about this today. We don't know. We don't know. A different timeline will be. No, but it's interesting to check this. Now, we will, because you know that we have a series here of reactions to the Ross Coulthart interview with Max Manelli with the moon anomalies, which I love. I'm waiting for the moon. Tonight the weather is bad. It's cloudy. Weird clouds. Orange and cloudy. And I can't place anything camera telescope because it's cloudy. But the moon is already rising more and more, and we will watch it. And try to check the monolith in the moon as well. We'll see. The glitch. So we will react related with this event because I like very much the work of Max Manelli because he goes deeper in the subject. And there's a little bit more of information additional information about this event that it's worth for you to understand, and it's worth to share with you today.
Was also photographed on the surface of Mars in an enormous oblong shadow. And it appears to be a shadow of something above the surface of Mars, and it was never identified. And so
okay, so
he's talking about the shadow now. First.
Let's put those images up while I'm talking, if you like.
Yeah.
And what we're talking about here is...
Man, I love Ross Coulthart, man. I don't understand why he did post. He posted right now. I have it here. Well, let's leave him alone.
A press conference that Dr. Marina Popovich, Marina Laurentievna Popovich, also known as Madam Mig, she held a...
He's a Russian infiltrated.
Press conference.
He speaks well.
In December 1991 at the Soviet consulate.
CERN isn't closed for holidays now. That's weird.
In San Francisco, California. This is back when America and Russia loved each other post-Glasnost, and everybody was trying to make friends and be lovey-dovey. And she was a retired Soviet Air Force colonel, decorated test pilot. She was the first Soviet woman to break the sound barrier in a fighter jet.
The first Soviet Union woman to break the sound barrier. I think I forgot to tell that.
Record-setting aviator, a prominent UFO researcher, and she just published her book UFO Glasnost in Germany. But the event that she chose to champion was the Phobos 2 probe. She displayed...
Here's a picture. What is fascinating, and most people, I think, don't even realize, it's the fact that the circumstances of it, to be a woman back that time was different than be a woman now. You know that very well. It was a different moment in time, socially. Soviet Union, all that mess to the transition to Russia now. And the fact that she was a pilot, not any pilot, a top-level pilot. And you start wondering, why the heck on earth a pilot, an experienced, very, very good pilot, wanted so badly to show this to the world and to explore and investigate more deeply this phenomena, the non-human intelligence, or the UAP, the now called UAP phenomena. Being a pilot, she was flying. A pilot is always flying. She saw something, man. She knew something. She felt something and felt the need to push it further. Back that time, man.
Displayed and distributed what she described as a smuggled or leaked final photograph from the Soviet Phobos 2 probe. And she claimed that the image was taken just before the spacecraft lost contact with Earth.
Here is...
Don't forget, this image was taken just before. What a strange coincidence. Just before they lose contact with the probe. Not only that, the image was taken and they lost contact just before landing 2 probes on Phobos. It was the plan. Prepare to land. But they didn't, because all of this happened with this picture and the loss of communication. Super, super weird, man.
The